pick up your kit, you got a mason jar. You also got a bunch of other materials. I'm going to walk you through what we're going to need for this part of this week's do-it-yourself. We're going to be making a tzedakah box. Now, some families already have tzedakah boxes, some kids do. But we're going to be making one that's very special for this summer, a summer that we'll be remembering for a long, long time. This will also be a part of our larger project for the week. To make this tzedakah box, we're not going to be cutting a hole in the top. Instead, because it's a jar, you can take this off and you can put it back on at any time and hopefully fill it up. But what we are going to do is we're going to decorate the outside of it, and we're going to do it with a sports theme. That's why you got these napkins. And you also got Mod Podge. And so I'm just going to take mine and I'm going to empty it here. We didn't give everybody a bowl to do this in, but just to keep it nice and clean and make it go well, every kid got one of these so that you didn't have to scout around for it also. And knowing that I'm going to be working with sticky materials, one of the things that I did was I took out just some newspaper, something to cover the surface I'm going to be working on here so that I don't make a big old mess. And so in front of me, I have my workspace that's all ready to go. And I'm going to bring my mason jar over here. And really as a first step, I also want to make sure, because everybody got some white tissue paper, right? And I've cut mine into, using a scissors that didn't come with your packet. I cut mine into different strips so that I could put it onto the jar here and just fit it on. So I'm going to take a moment now just to apply the Mod Podge to the outside of my jar. And you can see that it goes on pretty well here. And I'm going to kind of do this as I go along. That'd be a good thing to do, just so that things don't dry up or get too sticky. Take one of my sheets here, and I'm going to place it on. And I see that I've got a little bit extra here, so I'm just going to take some and put it on the bottom so that I can tuck it in. And this should be easy. Been working on my jar for maybe 5 minutes or so, maybe a little less, and I'm just letting it dry now. Every place where the tissue is kind of sticking up, and I even put some on the bottom of the jar, not on the top. But wherever the tissue was sticking up, I would just take a little bit more Mod Podge and put it on there and tack it down. And now I can put it here where I don't have any tissue. I let it dry for a little while. And now what we're going to do is we are going to decorate the outside. You will have received tissues like this, napkins like this. So what I did was I just took a scissors and I cut out the soccer ball. There were a few baseballs I was able to get, most of a basketball. Here's a cool part that just says home run on it. So I'm going to put that on too. And then you can add other decorations. Like I had some tissues around and I had a cookie cutter in the shape of a Jewish star. So what did I do? I just traced it out and cut out some Jewish stars. That looks like it would be cool. One of the things I want to encourage you to do also, maybe off of your printer at home on a regular sheet of paper, I just wrote summer 2020 because I want to remember this summer and I want you to also. So I did that. And then because this is going to be a tzedakah box, I put the word tzedakah just so that I had it there. Maybe you'll write it in Hebrew. I decided I wanted to put mine in English so that I could have it there. In my workspace here, I just spent a moment and pre-planned how I want to put things on. I've put a little bit of the Mod Podge on here. I'm going to take a big piece of the napkin. I'm putting the one that says home run here. And go ahead and just run this over it. It'll look like it's white, but that's going to dry clear. You probably know this already. And I'm just going to keep working on this. I'll show it to you in a moment. So I made sure to put my, my designs on here. And now on the panel where it says ball, I'm just going to go ahead and put some more of my Mod Podge on there. I'm going to put another Jewish star. Just kind of here on the bottom, but I'm not covering the word ball. Still leaving that open. And I think I'm all set. And now, what I'm going to do is I've taken one of the baseballs and I wrote the word play in here. In my case, I used a Sharpie. And I'm going to put it above the word ball. That's what it says, play ball. And ball's at a little bit of an angle, so I'm going to put this ball here at a little bit of an angle. And we'll come back to this in just a moment. Good. I'm going to just let it dry. Well, I've given this time to dry, and now I'm picking it up and I've got a Sharpie. You can use any color that you want to. You can even use paints, and I'm going to find the word ball here right underneath play, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow the letter here where it sticks out. All right, so what I did, I just very easily, I traced the letters of the word ball. You can see it there. And now in here I've got a baseball that says play in it, and underneath it says ball. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take one more piece of white paper here. I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge over that, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So that's it. My tzedakah box. I had fun doing this, and I'm sure that you will also. So that's another part of this week's Do-It-Yourself for Greensboro UNCAMP.